Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft 1.10. In between episodes, I've been a little bit busy. I got the Draconic generator going. This thing puts out more than the Serling generators do, so I've swapped them out for that. I'm pretty sure we got all the machinery going in the last episode. Yeah, all of that stuff. We've got plenty of rotten flesh and netherwort. But in between episodes, obviously I've done some crafting work, and I've also done a little bit of other work to get some stuff going for environmental tech. I've also gotten ready for a couple of other different little things. Before we get too far in today's episode, I've also done a bit of planning out for some other things. Over here, yay, the world back up then. Over here, I've got laid out for a small extreme reactor. I would say big reactor, but it's a different mod by a different person who's ported it to 1.10. But this will generate about 25,000 RF a tick. As there's no good way to send tons and tons of power, an indefinite amount of power wirelessly, I was thinking it would probably be best to just use conduits. I mean, there is the quantum flux wireless transmitter, but it only will transmit up to 64,000 RF tick, and that's only to one device. And the Ender IO dimensional transceiver will only transmit up to 40,000 RF tick. The conduits will do 20,000 in some, so I thought, we'll scale down the reactor a bit. And my design, actually, it's cooled with diamond blocks just because we have tons of them. And then over here, we've got some planning going in for an elevator shaft. Because RF Tools has this really nice little elevator. But before we can do too much with that, we need to get power for it, and we need to get the reactor online. Well, in order to get the reactor going online, we need yellorium, which I have found 0 of. I have not found any yellorite ore. I have found enough stuff to be able to craft the void ore miner. And so I've got the tier 2 here, and the green lens will find your yellorium. And people have wondered about that, why it wouldn't be yellow for yellorium. It's because it's green for uranium, and yellorium is an alternative to uranium. And so uranium is green, and that's why you need the green laser to get yellorium, the yellorite ore. I've also made a solar panel controller. Actually, because of the fact that this world already had tons and tons of resources, we've got 3 or more solar controllers to make. Yeah. I also built the nanobot beacon controller, and we're going to need to use this to get some parts to make the thing I was going to do with that. In environmental tech, there's the nanobot beacon, and one of the modifiers you can get, if I can find it, is the flight modifier. This gives you creative mode flight, and you don't have to occupy an inventory space for it. And if the game rule wasn't set to keep inventory, if keep inventory was not set to be true in this world, one of the things that a lot of people would complain about, and why soulbound is such an important enchantment, is because upon death you don't lose the item, but it's in your grave, and getting back to your grave may be problematic. And so that's why they went soulbound. Well, with the environmental tech nanobot beacon, as long as the beacon is chunk loaded and the power source for it is chunk loaded, you will indefinitely have creative flight even after death. And it also frees up an inventory spot. So, anyways, before we get too far else into today's episode, I do have a clip to show you guys, because one of the ingredients you need for the beacon is dragon's breath, and I didn't have any. And so I went ahead and between episodes fought the dragon, but I did decide to record it after I had some issues. And from looking at the clip, I didn't record all of it because it took like 2 or 3 hours to get it fixed. But anyways, I do hope you enjoy the clip. Alright. From my perspective, I never actually left because, yeah, things out of order. Whatever. Uh, Anywho, back to what we were doing. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab everything while we're at it. That, and we want the void resource miner first. And you want the white lens because you need mica to make the flight control modifier, or the modifier thing. Yeah, that. So I thought we would start with that. I've got the assembler in my bag somewhere there. Also some chests. We're probably going to need one, but some chests and trash cans because the only thing we need is the mica. The vanilla resources we don't actually need. And a chunk loader because we want to keep this all chunk loaded, and some item conduits. And that'll be all for now. Eventually, once we're able to get an ME system going and lots of storage, I'll be transmitting what I gather with the miners. I don't think this will take more than the... If I remember right, it was the ore miner that takes lots and lots of power. So, first things first, we need to get that going, which means I didn't bring any dirt. Great. Did I have my magazines? One of the more annoying things, and I've had it do that in vanilla as well. Where you go and click something and you move it, and then instead of just moving it, it throws it on the ground. I don't want to go too far. That is sort of right, yeah. Okay. And of course we can't quite reach it, so we'll put it there. Got that completed. I didn't grab up the energy kind of. I'm kind of gonna need that. This is from previous. So right there. And so I went and cleared out. I think everything's cleared out on the bottom. Do I not have enough? I should have everything. What? Wait a minute. What is wrong? Yeah, that is strange. Uh, 20 machine base, which I thought I brought enough. Well, if I iron, I love it. If we didn't bring enough parts, we can always go get more. I keep forgetting I can't fly. I'm pretty sure we brought enough resources for this. Doesn't say we didn't. Hang on, let's check the manual. Reinforce structure box, yeah. Did I not bring enough laser cores? No, I brought 2 laser cores. Okay. Interesting. Bring some more then. And no light. Way to work. I can go get more. That's not helpful either. The bottom should be clear. I'm not finding anything unless it's one of those where the bedrock is on top of something. Which is possible. And the laser still is not activated. Um, I mean, I really can't get too much more down here. Okay, let's see if we can fix it. See if that'll tell us anything. No. No, it's not helpful. Alright, let's do this in creative and see if we can get anything. Okay. It's the same shape, it's all the same bits and pieces. Do you have to use basalt? I don't think so. Huh. Strange. Okay. I had all the parts and it didn't want to assemble. It switches all the parts out for the basalt instead of the what I had. Well, it's sort of working anyways. There's a lot of stuff we gotta trash. Anyways, do hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, then do subscribe for more episodes. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.